What are you doing here? You right there. Haven't we spoken before about you not coming here? Especially doing what you're doing? No, you're okay. You're okay. No, it's okay up there. Listen to me. I've told you many, many times. You know what I'm saying? Put it away. Put it away. This is a family channel, man. There's no need for anything like that going on here. Put it away. Everybody else, I apologize. I don't want to waste anybody else's time on hijinks, tomfoolery. I'm no tomfool. Look at this beautiful instrument. I acquired it just this morning at my local flea market. I was a happy camper. You know why? Because today it's scheduled to be a rainy day. It's scheduled to be a nasty day. Typhoon. End of the world weather. Nobody showed at the flea market. I woke up. There was no rain. There's a little misty feeling in the air. A little cold. No rain. I went down to the flea market and there were a couple people out. And I was one of the few people walking around, like, you know what I mean, with a couple dollars in my pocket. I seen this, like, behind a bunch of tools on a table. I will reenact it. I'll reenact it. Give you a better idea what happened. Exterior flea market. Guitkit, go. What hath God wrought? It's a guitar, which I like. And you know what? The guy mumbles out of his truck as fast as he can. He's like, hey, buddy, $10 or whatever you got. You got some change in your pocket? You offer me a cup of coffee, something like that? Buy me some French fries from the grill inside, man. I've been here since 5 o'clock in the morning. I was like, $10, you know what? For parts alone. Here you go, man. He was like so beside himself that he got $10 for the guitar. And the guy in the car next to him like, got out, you got it? We started hugging each other, dancing around and stuff. I was like, this is crazy, man. You know, I made somebody else's day, and my day's been made, and obviously the guy sitting next to him, his day was made too, just watching it. It was a great moment for everybody. Now I look at it, and I saw it was curved like Forrest Gump's spine. It's, you know what I'm saying? So the action up here is like your freaking flyer miles, just, you know what I mean, trying to, you know what I'm saying, man, it's bad. We can fix it up. We can kind of alleviate a little bit of the problems, because I see right here that the heel's one of those kind of jobbers. I'm just going to push it back again. You know what I'm saying? We're going to push it back again. We get things going in a positive direction. That's what I like to do. And there's a special bonus. This is a TeleStar. Right? I'll tell you a little bit about TeleStar, although we featured them many times on this channel. Next week, we're going to feature a Zimgar, similar Zimgar, the next time we meet. Those were like the two competing entities. This particular entity, TeleStar, New York City, I've talked about him before. Started by Maurice Labaz. Right? He's a mogul. First started out as like a music mogul, music instrument mogul. Like in 1967, right before the crash of music instruments, he sold like half of his, musical instrument, TeleStar, to some other like investor, corporate investor, and they took the brunt of the economic over the next couple of years that he bought it back, and he sold it to Gretsch again, like 10 years later. He's a smart man. He's a real estate. I think when he died, he left his daughters like $40 million, but it was like, in order to get this $40 million, you can't marry a man, you can't, you know what I mean, this, you can't do that, you gotta, have a turtle planted on your head, all kinds of weird stuff. And so I think now the daughters right now are on WIC. They're on welfare, man. Having a difficult time, day by day. So, I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just fabricating some details to get the idea across. This guy was a little bit Zimgar. We'll talk about that next week. But the guitar looks remarkably similar at the same time. When I first saw it on the table, I thought it was made by United in Elizabeth, New Jersey, in like the 60s sometime. But then I kind of looked at it. This might be Japanese. I mean, the craftsmanship is really bad on the paint job. It might even be Korean, you know what I'm saying? So it looks like it'd be like 67, around about. It's got the new TeleStar logo after Musical Corporation Instruments, something like that. Musical Enterprise, I forget the name of the company that invested. Some shill company for another corporate entity, really. pump a little bit of money into the Labaz network. That's what they did. But it's got the new logo on there. In the early 70s, New York City warehouse caught fire. There was a lot of damage done, a lot of instruments lost. Some people were saying it was an inside job because he was a real estate mogul, this guy. You know what I mean? He knew how to make money off of breaking things, burning things, you know what I mean, getting rid of things. So he was able to sort of, I think he moved to Secaucus, New Jersey after that shit. And then he sold the shit to Gretchen in 1982, after the death of the great John Lennon. So, it's time to see our little friend on the slab, right? Look at it a little bit closer, and we'll be together. That guy's not going to hurt you anymore, because I know what he's trying to do. We're not going to let any of those weirdos intimidate us. Just go about our business. Try to forget it. And I know it might be hard, but we'll be together. One. Right. So now TeleStar was notorious for using imported instruments. So since the mid-60s when they started up their little operation. No strap button there. Isn't that weird? I find it a little bit curious. The steel string guitar with no strap button at all. A little bit of chips, a little bit of chomps. Looks like it's still functional. And we got like an off-center, off-kilter circle, man. See that? That was just sort of lopsided. I thought it was United because of that paint. All United guitars have like a paint splurge there. It just seems to be the case. Look at this little fretboard extension. Even though there's no little fret on it. Got the curved extension. Real inlays. That's pretty cool, right? Not just painted on shit. But there's the curve, man. Look at that. Oh. Look at that, though. We can push that guy down and get this guy down a couple of millimeters without a doubt. Nice set of tuners on it. You know what I mean? Late 60s with those black. Oh, we're missing a gear there. Look at that. Shortcut skid. Right? Other than that, man, there's some like paint there. I don't know if that's aftermarket paint mess. Saw it on the other side here, too. Hey, we're putting iodine Vitalis in our hair. You know what I mean? Trying to darken it up again. Who's it to you? So let's get this guy, you know what I mean, great again, man. Let's make him telematic. Little charm. Right? See you in the laboratory. Ready? One. Take off these strings. Denude him of strings, too. You don't want to be denuded in front of Joe. 3, yeah!
Welcome back to the laboratory. I gained a lot of weight over the weekend. I ate like 25 sandwiches every day.
So, all the sandwiches aside, it was kind of hard to get those strings off. You know why? I'm a little lazy, man. Took a couple days to get the inspiration to sort of make it into the laboratory. But now that we have it off, we see our work cut out for us. We got some kind of material. It's been like, looks like it was, I thought it was like material that came off of the body itself, but it looks like it's actually material that was shoved in there to plug a deficit in the first place. So I don't really know how far I want to go in on this guy, you know what I mean? I don't know what the scope is, man. What's the frequency, Kenneth? So I'm going to try to, get rid of a little bit of it to see if we can close it in easily. If not, then we'll just figure out what we're going to put in there and try to get as close as possible. You know what I'm saying? We'll take it one step by step. So let's take this old razor blade that's been sharpened up on a sharpening stone and get it in there. Try to remove some of this material. And we'll meet back then, William. Walter, you can't come. Hey, man, at least I gave you 2 nice electric guitar episodes in a row. You can't all be winners, you know what I mean? Hey, can't all be losers either, but some of them are. So go fuck yourself. This is like a frog in a sock. Right? It's all fucked up, though. This thing's very brittle. Let's put a little bit of weight on it to push it down and see, what the crack looked like. And I heard like... It wasn't too reassuring, man. So we're going to want to address this. Put some glue in there, lots of glue in there. We're going to pump some wood glue in there, man. Got this little piece of scrap that we're going to stick in there, man. Once it's all clamped up. So I'll see you when we're all glued and clamped, man. Glue, clamped, and tramp stamped. Like a frog in a sock. We got a lot of glue in there. A little piece of wood slip right in there. It's okay. We got it clamped at the edge here. Nice He-Man clamp. We let it set for 3-4 days, you know. Take it light, take it easy, make sure it's nice and dry. Is this gonna solve the horrible action, all the problems? No. But at least it'll solve some of them. So see you then. 1, 2, I can just move time with a snap of my finger like this. Alright, so there it is, man. It's been about 71.5 hours. Almost 3 days. It's funny because when I first glued this guy 3 days ago, I was in the middle of like 2 huge projects for work that were both very stressful. Now they're both over and I'm feeling a lot more relieved. Just in the span of like 3 days. So, see this, man? Looks nice and tight. Looks good, but it's a little bit like, hey man, look at this gold tooth I have, man. I ain't Cousin Floyd, man. I want to have something cover with Wyman, man. This looks to be correct. You know, considering the darkening factor. I'll see you after that. You know what I mean? Then we'll let it set for about an hour before we unclarp it. And I'll see you that print. Just wanted to give you a little note while it's been sort of setting. Sort of like examine this. It's still soil, you know what I mean? It looks like it's actually underneath the clear coat. And it's like, even if we try to rub it off, it wouldn't, you know, it looks like it's a factory mistake. The big thing is over on the side here. But we'll just leave it. Nothing we can really do about it. You know what I'm saying? Other than refinish it. Let's Wyman this out. Hey, medium brown. Let's see in about an hour after we dried out. Hey, don't you go nowhere, Wyman. You know where you're needed. Peace be with you. Always. Yes, and that's why Wyman's always miming for the job. I can barely even tell anything happened. Let's unclamp it, man. This clamp has been on almost exactly 3 days at this print. Let's do it up, man. Let's make it all proud. I'll see you there. So we're unclamped, man. And we survived the clamping process honorably, man. And this little thing which was pushed in is actually bent back a little bit now. It's amazing, kind of like a chiropractor. One adjustment on one part will like sort of adjust another part unexpectedly. Sort of everything's connected, man. The body of things. The body of the universe. So let's take our little gander and eyes over here, man. See this, man? We're missing this gear. Well, these gears sometimes hard to find. Some of them are very specialized, some are different. I picked a bunch of them out that kind of resemble it. You know, some of them don't have any lip. Some of them have like a big lip. This one has like a pretty big lip, but a small gear. So we'll see if we can fit one of these on here. The big, you know, key word is functionality. You know, I mean, that's what we're really looking for. So let's do that. I'll see you there. All right, so it's slightly larger than the others, but it's doing a great job. A lot of times when you're fitting like these like oddball gears, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take some fine grade, you know, appliance oil and just put a little drop between the gear and the little rotor there. And then put this on there and just spin it around, you know what I mean, in both directions if you want, until it's totally, you know, in the groove, as they say, man. So there's not too much fret wear on these frets other than fret 1. So I don't really see much point. They seem to be pretty even, well-rounded, you know. I don't see too much other problemos on this guitar. So let's just clean it off with a little bit of old Yellerson, you know what I'm saying? Haven't really used him in a while, in a whirl. You know what I'm saying? But we're back to the cheaps, man. We're back to the shite. So it's time to bring him back. Alright, so it's looking kind of nice now. It's looking rather nice. It was a really dry wood. I mean, it was very brittle because it was just like stored in a very dry area. Now it seems to be a little bit more lifelike, right? I must say, this is quite dull. I don't like it when it's so dull. So what we're going to do I'm gonna take a little piece of steel whorl, a little tiny ball of it. We're just gonna, you know what I'm saying, remove the scoop, man. Just remove the scoop, man. We don't want it. We don't want it all dirty, scoop, right? So see when that's been revitalized, rejuvenated, restored, renewed. Oh yes, beautiful. Wow. This little splatter here proves that those little paint splatters were aftermarket. Hey man, tips and hints, man. Look at this stuff, man. This is past the refinishing wackes. The X is silent, right? We're gonna put that on everything except for right on this sticker, man. We want to leave that sticker have some life, man. Have some financial security of its own. You know what I'm saying? It's not good enough to use butcher's wax on. It certainly doesn't need the sheen of, you know, mom's cleaner wax. So, you know, we got a lot of this to burn off. Let's burn it, man. Hey, man, you say burn it? Well, I'm ready, man. I'm ready, man. See you in a minute. Look at that, man. Dig it, man. Dig it, man. Dig it. It's all the original finish just popping, man. Nudes are popping. Me and Clifford are going out there this weekend. We're going to look at all the titties. Yeah, man. We're making good time, man. Last week we had like a 4-hour fucking conference about the Rossetti. There's one thing I want to do, though. This is like ugly. There are kind of some ugly things alongside here, but can't really solve that too visibly by just, you know what I mean, going over it. But this could probably be solved with a little bit of our friend, Mr. Wyman. Come on, Wyman. I know you ate all the tasty cakes, you son of a bitch. Let's clean him up, man. Maybe a little bit over here. Because he looks a little bit like he could benefit from him, too. See in a moment. Yeah, look at that. It's like when me and Cletus went down the barbershop and we came out looking like new men. A little bit around the sides. Hey. You know what I'm saying? I always jerk off before I go out with a lady friend. You know what I'm saying, man? Put a right out. So, we're going to put some rainbows on there. I got a set of rainbows. I know this is kind of an anachronism, but I have a feeling about this, man. I have a feeling about you two, man. Right? Feeling deep inside. So I'll see you at the glamour shots, man. There ain't nothing left to do on this old girl, but hear how she sounds. You sounding good, Bess? I hope so. Because I'm kind of excited. See you in a second. 1, 2. Freak-a-deek, freak-a-deek, freak-a-deek-a, freak-a-deek. There it is, man. Holy shyster, man. It's not a bad instrument. And those rainbow strings really bring out the tone of the cheeseburger parlorness of it, man. It's like an early 70s, you know, masterpiece, man. The action's not really even that bad on this fucking thing. I mean, taking a look at it now. Take a look at it now. I mean, it's not like Les Paul action, but it's not like it was, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely some improvement, you know what I'm saying? It's nice, man. You know what I mean? Man, we've healed all of our wounds. William Walterson, were all your wounds where you wanted to be? Like nothing happened there. You know what I'm saying? There's no real scratches, you know, on the back at all. I mean, other than this huge ding here. And the weird paint shit, you know what I mean? It's pretty much a, you know what I'm saying? Like a spotless shining of the internal headlight, man. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of play wear. That's okay, Neil. You tried. You didn't succeed, so you went into the loan business. It's okay. We all have our scandalous moments. One time I was arrested for prostituting myself because I couldn't afford to pay my bill at Yale. I'm not embarrassed. Prescott had some problems paying the bills on time. What can I say? So I don't really have much else to say, man. I'm glad you're all here. Happy March. We're just marching on. You know what I'm saying? Marching on in. Marching on up. Peace be with you. Look after yourself. Let's hear it. Then we can say, look after yourself. Peace be with you. Look after yourself. There it is, man. TeleStar. This looks very close to a fire date guitar. What? What's fire date? Now, most sources on the internet say in the early 70s, the New York City warehouse burned down. It's not true, man. The date is Valentine's Day, February 14th, 1977. Not early 70s. Unless 7 is early for you if it's in the 70s, man. I don't know, man. Some people aren't too thorough in their research, man. But it's a nice little picker, man. Now, Maurice LaBaz, you know what I mean? He had his eye in this little space in Secaucus, got tired of paying that New York City taxes and ordinance and high, you know what I mean, workers' fees and all this other stuff. So he's like, oh, let me start moving all this stuff to Secaucus. Whoa, what happened here? There's a big fire. Oh, my, you know? And all kinds of really crappy instruments that really weren't worth that much, like these horrible instruments that are important in mass from, like, you know what I mean, Taiwan and Korea at this point, you know what I mean? They were all half finished and like nobody wanted them at that point, you know what I mean? They all burned up. And all the good stuff was in Secaucus. He said, oh my. And I think in 1982 he sold it to Fred Gretsch. He was collecting all kinds of Cormac albatrosses all over the place. Remember that Savannah episode we had? He finally saw his meaning in life by reestablishing the Gretsch Company in 1987 or whatever it was. Till then, he was just like collecting bones, man. Nothing valuable, man. So it's a nice little picker. It's a nice little. The rainbow strings are a nice little addition. 21.75 inch scale. It's very, very small scale guitar. But I mean, it's even up here. It's nice. You know what I mean? It's not, the action's not that bad. So everybody have a marchly full march, man. March right into whatever you need to do. Don't let it go one more day, man. Stop the procrastination, right? Hey man, peace be with you. Like I said, man, march into whatever you have to do now, man. Don't let it go one more day. Your journey here is very short. The more time you have to just fucking chill, the more peaceful you will feel. All right? Next week, next time, next moment that we spend together, we will be talking about who's Zimmerman. Who's Zimmerman? Do you know Larry Zimmerman?
I happen to know Larry Zimmerman. I'm a big time player.